So, the biggest fight in combat sports history is now in the books. The world was watching and it didn't disappoint. But what did we learn from the whole experience? I'm Joe Hendry from What Culture MMA, and this is 6 things we learned from Mayweather versus McGregor.
Number 1. Experience beats confidence. Despite Conor's initial success in the opening rounds, Floyd was able to process Conor's movements and comfortably take over as the fight progressed. Conor credited Floyd's experience and specifically his composure on several occasions in the post-fight interviews and press conferences as Floyd's key to victory. This is something that is clearly going to be difficult to manifest in your pro boxing debut, and it's what allowed Floyd to take over after Conor tired from the initial flurry. 2. The fight delivered. After many disappointing Floyd Mayweather boxing matches, most notably the Pacquiao fight, it was refreshing to see this exciting competition, which had its back and forth moments and had us on the edge of our seat from start to finish. It's estimated that up to 1 billion people could have been watching this fight, and it seems that the masses were not disappointed by the once-in-a-lifetime event. It's been entertaining from the get-go, whether it's been the wild press conferences, the Paulie Malignaggi dramas in sparring, and even the unveiling of the ridiculous but amazing money belt. So it was a huge relief for the fans when the fight itself delivered. Number 3. Mind over matter. We pointed out before the fight that Conor would have several physical advantages, such as being bigger in size and having a height and reach advantage, but in the end it seemed that these physical attributes didn't seem to matter. Floyd showed up underweight at 149.5 pounds, whereas Conor showed up at 153, but looking like he'd somewhat depleted himself to make the weight, which could have seriously impacted his cardio in the fight, and it could have cost him his opportunity to show what he had in the final 2 rounds. Conor said that in the actual fight itself he reckoned he would weigh around 170 pounds after he'd had the chance to get rehydrated, but perhaps cutting all the way down to 153 was just a little bit too much and took away some of that much needed cardio for the end of the fight. 4. Floyd was aggressive. Floyd promised before the fight that he was going to be moving forward and being aggressive in order to pursue the finish and deliver something special for the fans. This is something that's somewhat different from his usual strategy, as he's known as the greatest defensive boxer of all time, but to his credit, he stuck to his word and in the process achieved his first stoppage in 10 years, ending a long trend of decision victories. Conor even admitted that he was flustered by Floyd's change in game plan and said that he felt he wasted valuable energy in a similar experience to his Diaz fight. Floyd getting the TKO victory was the perfect way to round off an unprecedented career with a record 50 wins and 0 losses, and in the process deliver a fight that redeemed him in the eyes of boxing fans. Conor is tough as nails. Despite taking many unanswered shots in the 10th round, Conor didn't get knocked down and he wanted to keep fighting. Conor stepped into an arena, into a sport that he isn't used to, and went toe to toe with the absolute best boxer ever without looking nervous or phased even once. He actively tried to impose his game plan and afterwards expressed that he wasn't hurt, he was fatigued. Unfortunately, as mentioned, we've come to see that Conor does seem to dip in the midway point of his bouts that go a long distance, and it's a damn shame that we didn't get to see if he had another flurry within him for the last 2 rounds. Despite that, however, we have to give the Notorious One all the credit in the world for stepping up and trying something new in front of the whole world. Number 6. Conor exceeded expectations. Dana White pointed out that many analysts, including Max Kellerman, said that Conor wouldn't land a single punch, let alone the prospect of winning rounds. And I personally had arguments with friends and family who said the same, trying to convince them that this bout would be interesting and it would be competitive. Conor made it to the 10th round with, as we say, the greatest of all time, even winning a few rounds in the process, and in that sense here at What Culture MMA we believe that Conor has achieved victory in defeat. As always, I've been Joe Hendry here on What Culture MMA, and please make sure that you like, share and subscribe. Also, follow us on Twitter at What Culture MMA, and once you've done that, head over to whatculture.com for all your favourite news, reviews, features and so much more. We hope you've enjoyed this video, we hope you enjoyed the fight, and we shall see you next time.